There, I finally made the power apps video, and it wasn't even by itself by that point. Happy now? Nah. Okay. This is gonna be a little bit of a short-ish video. I'm gonna go for like 6 to 12 minutes, but uh, we're gonna talk a little bit about something. Maybe we're gonna talk a little bit about. I can be a little bit too much around the bush about no fantasy retention, but I only mention that every once in a while by example of other pieces, anyways, on actual other the topic videos, but other non-topic videos even. But we'll give that a rest a little bit. Let's talk about something like we can give claymation a chance. We'll give claymation a chance. Okay, so claymation. Okay, so the title of this video is going to be why I slow down and make claymations about the same things even if I don't care about them anymore. So something like that. I don't know what I mean by why we review this. I do, but I constantly make claymations about SCP, Secret Laboratory, and Shadow's House, and some other shows like that, in series and fictions. I don't necessarily care too much about them, not even Shadow's House, let alone SCP, Secret Laboratory. But the reason I make like follow up like content for those things isn't so much to grow my channel. I just not anymore. It never probably was anyway like that. It was never really about growth to do things that are trending really. Even though those trending things still inspired me, but it wasn't necessarily about the growth. Even if I'm still lying about that somehow. But when I make claymation about stuff I don't care about, it's not because I'm trying to have something to prove. It's because I actually want to see what happens when I do that. It doesn't have to. I'm not too attached, especially not anymore, about why I make content about, let alone claymation. So just like a, but that I still have a grab of quality content, which I can always talk about in another video. But just when I make claymation for these things, and I look back at them, I'm like, I don't regret that I don't care about them too much. But what I do wonder is if I could have been less pressure to do things, and that's leading to either me making less to none claimations, less to no claimations, or more claymation, but only in the terms I would consider being for myself, and not necessarily for the need of people. Even if people unironically think that's for them, or see that in a different context, that's still meaningful and sincere. But for the content that doesn't appear like it's other for other people, no shit, dude, it's for me. It's like, especially when even if it is a claymation that looks like it's quality content, but it's for me, anyways. A selfish quality content, for that matter, or even a servitude content for other people that's shit content, or etc. Make it what have you. But like, it just how that goes about. But just when you look at a claymation, and generally speaking, this is the most simplest vibe you get from claymation is that, oh, it's cool looking, oh, it's charismatic, it must take a lot of effort to make that, it must take a long time to make that. And some of those judgments I can take offense to, of course, because I always made the controversial opinion about the opposite opinion of flip out outside of claymation is not hard, not even animation is hard, and I even made controversial arguments deeper than that about deep people think I'm deep for some. That's gonna be another video. But when I make content about like animation is not underrated and stuff like that, and I was really deep about that, really like controversial on purpose, not even to grow the channel again, not even to grow, but just to talk about stuff like that, to maybe piss them off a little bit. But if I really am deep 24/7, then I would say a lot about people who think that simple things have to happen all the time, or a little more than necessary. But it's funny when people think that simplicity is desired everywhere, when it's inherent in a lot of things you do, even when you're complicated anyway. So it's like, what's the point of saying that? What's the point of claiming that that's oh, that has to be said? Oh, okay, I'll just say it. Everyone wants to be simple. No, fuck you. Like, really, like, there's a lot of gripe I have with this, and not just quality content, and not just pissing people off who wanted me to be clear and concise, and making them okay, I'm gonna be the mentor figure to tell you that here's what has to be said. You're not communicating properly, Tony. Okay, fuck you then. You're not my mentor figure anymore. You're my anti-mentor. Like, I'm not gonna self-reflect. I'm just gonna give this advice without the context that it needs. Whether I'm being concise anymore. I'm talking about them, by the way. But it's like but it's more like this does come full circle into claymation, because claymation for me was not necessarily a means to service other people or even myself. It was just what it was. It was an experience. It was like, it didn't have, not even that had to be simple apparently. So that comes full circle to the claymation again. Concise. See how this all connects on purpose by my own intention. But with claymation, it was like, claymation, it has a specialty that doesn't have to be about the things I connected to with my insight. Again, with the abstract philosophy vlogs being a big part of this channel already, not necessarily the content that it needs to have, but the content I think it deserves to have therein. But that's why a big part of why I do label this channel is not so much to follow a passion or even to actually have something I enjoy doing, but to find out the truth for myself for things. Hopefully, in the event that I hopefully have fun anyways, but if not, grow. If not have monetization, it'll have an audience, whatever. But the abstract philosophy was either a actual passion or it was something that I should have had for it in the meantime, or if not a long time ago. Not gonna hold myself against that too much, not even for accountability reasons. Even if I could live for that, but not in the harder way. So not to be hard on anybody, even myself. So, but with abstract philosophy, I knew I could do something about it, even if whether or not it was a passion, whether or not claymation was a passion. Abstract philosophy for 12 weeks, claymation to follow at the very most or least after 3 months, or if not sooner, if not later. So, for claymation to be delayed that much longer than it already has been lately, I'm sorry, but that's just how I have to run this for now. But I haven't expected to, at least how I wish to, because I do get this side. This is my channel after all. I'm not going to brag point about that too much, but you know. So as we get back into abstract philosophy and claymation, was I ever planning to combine the niches of this channel, including like the stuff I did, like the series, like the deep documentaries, Project Tether, etc.? Yes, I was planning to combine them all. The music videos for claymation, the music videos for themselves, original OSTs, piano OSTs, lyrical OSTs, other variety content, vlogging. Yes, I was planning to combine all those things, including No Fun Tension, if to an extent for a little while, if not longer. There was a master plan to combine all the content on the channel, but it was more like I just wanted to make sure that I had time to witness them for what they were at the point in time. That should make sense to you guys a little bit, but it's like, but to witness those content for what they were and then combine them later, and not pushing even that timing even then. But yeah, if we go for another 6 minutes on this video, I'd like to talk a little bit about the nature of my. Let me think. I'll introduce water a bit. Getting past some of the gripes of some of the fears I have, some of the aggressions I have, maybe even emotions I don't even know I have because I keep talking about them being hidden, not necessarily being gone. Emotions. Oh, they're in the set. No, they're more meaningful, not to me at least. But this can also be a little bit of vlog too. I just give it a topic in case it would need to be. But we already talked a little bit about claymation. We already talked a little bit about abstract philosophy, even though I didn't necessarily mention any solid examples of those things, or even necessarily talk like this. I was talking about those things, talking as if I was talking about claymation and abstract philosophy, not anything solid about what I said about those things, even if I technically already did. What have you? What be it? So forth. The nature of what I would be doing with my life if it wasn't a content creator. So there is a big gambit, and it's like I gave myself time to not be a creator, even though I want to be a creator sooner in my life than necessary. The best time where I started was the time I started. It was 2018 and 2011 and all that, and 2017 on VidMe. It's when I basically started the whole time ago anyways. If I started sooner or later than any of those times, it would not have been any easier. It was just not just for the lifestyle planning around my own life story and things going on in my life at that point literally, but the way how things happen right now, they were worth it anyways. I see that a little bit more now with self-reflection, self-exploration, what I like, what I don't like. God, these ex crushes really grind my gears sometimes. I'm not gonna lie and say that romance was never a thing for me, because I am a helpless romantic. I am very sly with that kind of stuff. But I'm not gonna lie either and say that there's attachment that I didn't have for toxic reasons. I did have it for some toxic reasons, and even toxic results. But I don't even care about results. That's another video. Action orientation. World one cares? No, sorry. But romance to me was a lot more different than what other people thought it was. Whether it was fake or whether it was had to be delayed until it was necessary later. There's a lot of controversial philosophies I have with that. I always say it like that because I'm not too different from anyone else anyways. But again, that's another ex-crush gripe I have. Oh, being contrary, because someone doing a healthy thing when they betray me is when they become someone that's not worth having, or not worth even being, embodying that. And then I look at what they do healthy and what they do and what they know and what they think they're wise about. I'm like, dude, I'm not being contrary, I'm being reasonable. No, I'm sorry. I could learn from that too. But so ex-crush grabs, but yeah. The other grabs I have with stuff like that, it's like, yeah. If I was supposed to be a creator the whole time ago, then fine. But the way I did this was pretty worthwhile for me. So I have 3 more minutes, so I'll quit spot. I'll get out this video. 12 minutes real quick. Can you guys hear me? So it's dark for a reason. I don't want to have too much lighting. Not right now. But even with this window being open for some reason, for another time ago, that I opened it for. But I think there was an ideal to have been a content creator the whole time, and there also was an ideal to not be a content creator at all, and that's an even more interesting one. It's not so much a dark or somber one, but the idea of not being a content creator the entire time I've ever existed would have meant that I would have had other things in my life instead of content creation, and I don't know if it would have been worth it or not. I don't regret being a content creator, but at the same time, I'm not the content creator people may think I am. I'm not. There's a reason I have a gripe with quality content. There's a reason I have a gripe with people who mix this up and pretzel twist it, like, oh, I can't imagine not for that content creation, but then they think that has to tie with making content in the first place, quality content. No, it's nothing like that. That's a pretzel twist. That's a literal pretzel twist. Just because I can't live without being a content creator doesn't mean I have to already be embodying the philosophy and lifestyles of people who are content creators in quality content and content that exists and content that doesn't exist. When I had this argument with Moriarty a long time ago about not knowing what quality content, not knowing what content I would want to watch on YouTube, and if it ever existed, and he defines it as entertainment. That's kind of one of the reasons why I probably don't agree with him in the first place. Is that we see it differently. I don't believe in entertainment the same way he does, even see it the same way in the first place. So when he defines content as being entertainment and concedes that too much, it's like, yeah, of course you're gonna see it like that. There's a big gambit I had between even Roberto Blake and Moriarty, and Kramer Gaming and all that kind of stuff, but because they have different kinds of advice. Roberto can be wrong about a lot of things. Even Moriarty can be wrong about a lot of things, obviously. And I say obviously with a bit of a hint of salt that they're not going to be wrong about everything, but neither of them. Not even me. But I'll just say that like that for now. But the last 30 seconds of this video. Okay, so this video so far has been about several things at once. So has the last video. But they're not pointless videos, let alone griping against quality content too much. When they're pointless, I will know. But so far, every single video I've ever made has been worth it for some reason or another. Not just outside my subconscious. I already knew what the reason was, even when I made these videos. Whenever I made a video a long time ago and I look at it later, and I'm like, yeah, it was worth it still, and I don't remember the reason, I'll still know that it was worth it. I really will know. And even in the future when I make videos that are quality content spec-wise, I'll still know why it was worth it outside of quality content reasons. So, yeah.